Palmos, mountain back to Atlantic Ocean, upon me hills to Pocondre, to educate, elevate, and promote. Yeah, focus on Liberia, for Liberia, Liberia, for Liberia, yeah, 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 yeah. From Monday to Sunday, from Monday to Sunday, it's focus on Liberia. Talk about home affairs, hey, in diaspora, current affairs, hey, reliable information, history, ooh, talking about culture, yeah, politics, education, entertainment, yeah, business, sports, advertisement, articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday. Focus on.
Everything about him. Go invite him to LBS to come sit down behind the microphone. And you want me to be director general and take that nonsense? Something wrong with you. I told him, go tell Abraham Gosson, we your friend, he's not welcome here. I only one said it. I'm the director general here. I said it. And I took the decision. Then they go, you know, and the program was not changed. I stop it with the power vested in me. And you are not welcome here, Abraham Gosson William. This microphone is not for idiots. So whoever invited you and told you they canceled the program did not tell you right. I stop you. Thank you. Cut it off.
Hey, I am the Director General. Anybody who told you that we canceled the show lied to you, I'll stop you. Cut it off. That is the new Liberia. That is the Joseph Walker Liberia. That's the change we were talking about. But then don't be surprised, 2 years ago on this particular show, there was a young man whose ear were cut off. And Aliu Kamara said, that's what we do to folks who don't listen to the elders. This man said that when we denounce violence, he says, that's what happens to you when you don't listen to your elders. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the longest professional running show anywhere or any station. On point, uninterrupted, on board. What we say here, we believe in it. It is our opinion, and it is not the opinion of Focus on Liberia, but those of our own. Because what we say here, it is therapeutic, because it may save somebody that you love, and that life may be that of your own or someone very close to you. That's why we are here. We are always on point. If it's 4 o'clock on the East Coast, and I think it's 9 o'clock in the Republic of Liberia, and I don't know what time it is in Great Britain, or whatever time it is, welcome to the show. Share the show. Send in your comments. Let us know where you're calling in from, where you're tuning in from, so we can send a shout out. Let me welcome Honorable Victor Nam with last in, fresh out. How you doing there, young man?
Hey, Mr. Gilman. Hello. Everyone's good to be with you. Yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late coming in, but I'm getting ready for my Eagles. You know how it is. It's game day. So, getting the, the seat set, getting everything ready. I'll be right with you. But it's good to be with you.
Great. Let me go to the first guy that was on here. Let me go to the Honorable Jimmy Eastman.
Yes, sir.
Been a while.
It's good to be here once more so we can discuss our national affairs and how we may steer the direction of focus and provide some light. Thank you for inviting me.
Did you hear him say he is the new light, Mr. Tower?
Yes, hi to my fellow panelists and to our viewers. Welcome back, Jimmy. We missed you like the past month or so, but it's good to be back. And I'm glad to be here for me to be part of this discussion.
Thank you. Let me go across the pond. Dr. Fidel, what time is it over there? You got 5 hours or 4 hours behind us?
We're on GMT right now, so it's the same time as Liberia.
Oh, well, Liberia, okay, great. So it's 9 o'clock, 9:26.
It is. Yeah, obviously, yeah, it's great to be here. I was wondering why Mr. Nangbe had to go first, even though he came late. But I understand the CMC connection. Mr. Aliyu Kamara will go last, and I'm happy for that as well. So yeah, thank you for having me.
If you didn't say the right thing, he would cut your ears. Honorable Kamara, welcome to the show. You know when we are doing these shows, right? Things people say and what they do, it lives in infamy and it lives eternally. It don't go away. That's how we call it. Welcome, Mr. Kamara.
Just trying to kill my spirit for the TV star. No, let me clarify to the audience. Okay, don't let him just take the whole thing from the book. Let him tell you how the whole thing happened. CDC attacked the UP brutally, and they were in a fight. That kid was young, maybe 18, 19 years old. I'm sure his mother or father told him not to be in that kind of gathering, but he didn't listen. When you go fight people and they fight back, things happen. I wasn't just saying go and cut people ear like Jerome is making it seem, okay, guys? But I'll leave you with this. When your old man put a Bible down on the table along with $100 bill, you can't just go pick up the $100 bill. They have the audacity to open the Bible to read. Okay? So you take the Bible first and leave the $100 bill there. Maybe when you read the Bible tells you thou shalt not steal, and you will not touch a $100 bill. Joseph Boga warning all of you. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Oh,
we
will have. Yeah, today we are going to have a surprise guest.
Now the new rescue team now to be issuing order. Fagon started now. Kamara coming pick it up. Go ahead, cut it out.
No, Kamara started. Kamara started it first. We're gonna have a special guest today. Mr. Desmond Johnson, he's in charge of putting up one of the biggest shows in Liberia.
You ain't coming to lecture about Guinea, is he?
Ever what?
You ain't coming to lecture about Guinea history, is he?
Guinea?
Yeah, the other guy you brought in to lecture about Ivory Coast. I hope not listen to him.
You afraid of your own Guineans? What's wrong with you? We'll close the border. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna accuse you.
No, I hear the talk about Liberia. That's what I'm saying. Liberia.
You're afraid because somebody's gonna say go back to Guinea. We're not gonna do that today.
That's all right. That's all right.
Mr. Desmond Johnson is having a great show in Liberia. What he's trying to do with his organization is they want to be producing basketball tournaments to have basketball academies all around the country, starting in Monrovia, obviously, then Magibie, then Bassa, and all. So annually, they will have a basketball tournament like they do here in the United States, the AAU style. So they're starting with the old folks, like Jimmy Eastman, that will be playing basketball. And I told them to get the fire truck, to get an EMT, get everybody there when you do your senior citizen thing. So he may pop in to tell us what's happening and how it's going and how we all can help our young folk. Oh, there goes Mr. Desmond Johnson, co-founder of Liberia Fest 2025. Thank you for taking my call. I called you were driving. Introduce
Yeah.
yourself and let us know what is
No,
doing.
I just want to ask, wait, 1 minute, 30 seconds. I want to ask Mr. Desmond something quick. Mr. Desmond, I know you listen to JMB this few times when he talked about the guy who picked up the $100 bill, put it in his pocket when nobody was watching, and then had the audacity to pick up the Bible to read. Who you think JMB was talking to?
You,
No,
I didn't see that.
there's a big
I didn't
media,
see that.
there's a
you were
big
I didn't
media
see
guy.
that. I didn't
listen.
see a media guy.
Yeah,
Well,
a big
I
media
didn't see
guy.
that video. I
Thank
didn't see
you.
that video. So
Thank you. Thank you. Desmond, I have with me Honorable J. Victor Nangbe here. I got Honorable Jimmy Eastman. I got Dr. Fidel Booty. I got Joe Tao and Aliu Kamara here. We host this show, the longest running show on social media since I think 2019 or so, nonstop.
yeah, Focus. Yeah, Focus been around for a while.
Yeah, thank
Focus.
you very much for popping up. I know you were driving. I told you to pull over.
Yes,
Let
sir.
us introduce yourself and what is it you're doing.
Okay. Hi, gentlemen. I'm Mr. Desmond Johnson. No, I'm Global Ambassador Desmond Johnson.
That's
The title ambassador was conferred on me by the people with closing argument, Mr. Jerome Gilman, Victor Nangbe, and Piwu. You gave me that title, so I claim it today.
Thank you.
So, listeners, we are an organization based in the United States, where we, during the time of the independence, we decided to have this organization to be an alternate towards the celebration, the 26th celebration in Liberia, in America. So we do usually we host musical concert, we host a basketball tournament, we invite vendors to sell the wares, poets, artists, and everybody that can display their wares as Liberians. Try to get Liberian that space for them to express themselves, whether through sports, music, arts, and culture. So this year we are taking this to Liberia on a grander scale. We are leading a 25-man delegation. Carrying the basketball team, Diaspora All Stars, and we got 5 events. We have an investment forum. We having a musical concert, having a basketball tournament. We doing a giveaway, and we closing with a beach party at the Caesar Beach. We're also doing the excursion on the Patawi. I will send out the flyer so you can, just give us a little publicity. At least you can do for us. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. This is what we are talking about when you are in the United States. Let's look at what they call best practice, some of the things that have worked here. Let's take the good ones home and impact lives. What this man is doing, obviously, he deserves our support. If you have a link, every Liberian should support something like this. These people are not making any money. They are not a profit-based organization. They're taking. Tell her about the shoe, the basketball shoe?
Oh yeah, I was able to collect the total of 400 pairs of sneakers that have already arrived in Monrovia. Also, we are building a well in the water tower that will supply water to the bathroom at the SKD basketball gymnasium. It's surprising to know that at this time, we don't have a water supply going to the bathroom at a big gymnasium like the SKD basketball gymnasium. Those are some of the projects we're trying to undertake. We also going to create 15 to 20 jobs for high school and first year college students. Those students will be like ushers, and be manning concession stands, and just be ushering people around and try to show them the favorite stands, just to have this type in the pocket. All is gonna be is being made possible through donation and support from good folks like you. So that's the objective, man. We also try to encourage people to go back home. Let's make Liberia a tourist destination because part of our event we're gonna be go up to Patawi. We have it a excursion or all day excursion to Patawi. We're doing a musical concert. We're doing the basketball and the basketball thing like Mr. Gibbons said, yeah, we are mixed with some young and some old, and we're gonna be playing against the 4 top teams in Liberia. That's Oilers, that's Barrow, that's Spartacus, and IE. The reason being, basketball is dead. We're trying to rejuvenate. We're trying to give it new meaning. Me, I speak from the background as a former athlete myself. I play for Barrow. I play for Oilers basketball team. I play in the Cote d'Ivoire semi pro. I play with ULIP. So I know when I say the game is not up to par, and that's where we come in. It's like giving back to the game that has made us who we are. Basketball is a driver for me. Basketball opened a lot of doors for me. I travel a lot, so I want to have. I want to give my time and to back to the kids. Just a give back. It is incumbent upon me to do so. That is what what I need to do. I'm giving back to the young. We giving back to the young generation. They don't have that opportunity that we had. So yeah, it's all about Liberia and the young kids, sports in general.
400 pairs of shoes. Tell us some of the folks who are donating shoes to you. I heard some NBA stars were also involved.
Oh yeah. This kid, they needed kid Thomas Suba from the OKC. He gave us a total of 35 pairs of sneakers, size 15, and be surprised to know that we got kids in Liberia that wear size 15 nowadays. So when I received the sneakers from him, I'm like, why people in Liberia? And the people back home told me, yeah, we got kids that wear size 15, and well-meaning Liberians. I mean, former athletes. And people just, when I started this drive, they just called me, look, I'm sending you 10 pairs. I'm sending you 15 pairs. I mean, I bought this from go to Dick's Sporting Goods and go pick up 10, just like that. And I was able to raise almost 400 pairs of sneakers. And that is going directly to the kids that goes to the YMCA. YMCA have a very good program. So we are looking at that, the very young kids, the female, and to upcoming first division teams that are struggling, with this kind of thing. They don't have support. So that population of what we try to help, And as time goes by, I'm even sending 25 pairs of sneakers to the kids in Maryland. In Maryland, we have, Maryland County. I have one of my mentee that, he was on my wing when I used to play for FPRC. Now he's doing a great job. He coaching in Maryland. So we sending him 25 pairs to help with the kids over there. And, and you never know. And we also have some dress shoes. So some people will need dress shoes. We're going to give it away. It's all about giving back, Yeah, that's what we're about.
What time is this event?
Okay, the event kicks up from December 17th to the 21st. It's 5 days. We're trying to try to make all these things possible before the Christmas, because the Christmas is for family and friends and all that. So we started December 17th with the investment forum at the EJS ministerial complex. That's from 9 a.m. to 5:30, followed by the welcome meet and greet party at the Calabash nightclub. Then the next day, we head up to Banga. We leave Murray by 7. We're going to spend the whole day there, at the Patawi waterfall, the most beautiful waterfall in the world. And, we go with air-conditioned bus, and we'll cover your lunch. So they pay $100 for that, because you pay for your transportation and the lunch. We come back to Monrovia in the evening. Then on the 19th, we have the basketball tournament. That's an all-day basketball tournament. It's a one-day all tournament we play, and the winner takes all. So after that, the next day, we're doing a musical concert at the SKD stadium with top Liberian artists, comedians, some folk, cultural troupe, the mixture of all Liberian art. And not only the music, but we have cultural troupe going to be performing, have comedians, and just to make it lively, because it's around the Christmas season, so we want to be festive. Our goal is to take away from the norm where you just go to Liberia and just go with the flow. You just go with what's ever happening. But LifeFest is giving you activities to do. That's why we've been put on the diaspora calendar events. Our events is most of the events that's going to be happening. So that's why we're trying to give people, opportunity to go visit these, attend these very events, so they have things to do. We know you're going to see your family. Obviously, you're going to go to that shop, the Mary shop, or all the other shops, but we're giving you activities. It's just like when you go to Jamaica, you got January. So that's what we're giving the people. Followed by that, and then Sunday we close with a grand old beach party / cook-off. The food is going to be free. We're going to like we appreciating everyone. for being a part of the Live Fest. And then on the Wednesday, the 23rd, we dedicate our project. You know, and yeah, that's how we're doing, man. We're doing it for Liberia.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that you were able to take the call, because when I heard that the premier basketball stadium or gym in Liberia does not have a bathroom with running water, I was shocked. If you're going to have 2, 3, 4, 500 folks in a gymnasium and there's no bathroom,
I know.
It's impossible.
I mean, somebody, you know, a friend of mine, the coordinator for Live Fest in Liberia, Mr. Gianna, you know, he went to the basketball gym to practice that morning. And I said, "What's going on?" I said, "So what can we do?" He said, "Look, I'm gonna give you a video. We're gonna do a live video so you can see what you can do." I said, "Okay, let's do that." And when they showed me the bathroom, I mean, the people still flushing the water, you know, taking the water to flush the toilet. I said, "No, we got to change that. We got to change that." That's why we took that project. Next year will be something different, but this year we try to make sure we get that done. You know, make sure, because we don't want to seem like we're only doing it because people for America will attend the activities. No, we're doing it for everybody, because when we leave and come back to America, that water will still be going in that bathroom. So it's for everybody. You know, you can't have women that go in the bathroom. You know, and no, that's not sanitary. So we try to address that. You know, and meaningful people like you has been supporting us. Mr. Gamer yourself supported us, and Mr. Nangwe. You know, so we open to any kind of support. You know, anything that will make this successful. We are open to that.
Thank you very much for taking the time. I know you were driving.
Yes, sir.
Caught you off guard, but I will talk to you during the week. And if anything else, I will take your flyer and ask Mr. The CEO to see if they can do their donation by publishing it on their website.
Oh yeah. You know, we need that publicity. Is very integral to what we're doing. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate that. I'm available anytime you need a follow up. I will be available. And Mr. Nangbe Victor,
Yes, sir,
I
Ambassador.
not heard from you.
I
I'm
know.
waiting to hear from you, sir.
Absolutely, you will.
Yeah, you
Okay,
will
Chief.
hear, especially you call Maryland County, he will. Thank you very much, and God bless.
All right, Jerry. You take care.
Okay.
All right.
Jerry,
Bye.
I have
Yeah,
a
go
question
ahead.
for this.
He's listening. Go
No,
ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
yeah. Hey, for your water tower,
Mhm.
you have to drill a hole, right? To pump the
Yeah,
water
we
from
are.
the
Yeah.
ground?
Yes, sir.
Who did you use?
No, not yet. I mean, people been coming up, but we have not selected the group yet, because I'm not on the ground. I'm supposed to be there by the 5th of December.
Okay, I'm asking because that everything that you said sounds good, but that's one of the best thing actually, the water stuff. I'm working on similar stuff, but I'm having a lot of problem on the company. People are trying to charge $10,000-$15,000 just to drill some well.
Yeah.
And making it impossible.
How deep? How deep?
That's why I was just asking. I tried to get in contact with many people.
It depends if that rock.
It seems like everybody you speak to.
Yeah. You know, that's sad. Everybody try to make an extra buck on that. Fortunately for me, there's Peabody is in the water business. He introduced me to the guy who run his project on the ground, Mr. Shedra Reeves, and he's gonna help me. I mean, for what we're looking at, our estimated project is right below $5,000, because we already got, we got a tank, and so I'm like, tell you, Peabody helped me a lot when it came, to the people to drill a hole. So yeah, but you are saying the truth. Everybody trying to.
You know Jerome personally, please.
Mr. Tao, no connection here for you, baking. You will pay that.
Okay, Mr. Tao, if you need a connection, talk to me after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Eastman, you want to say something?
Yes, please. Yeah, I have some people too, Tao. We can talk later. But what I was saying, it depends on if it's rock. If you're drilling through rock, it's going to be a different amount of money you're going to pay. So it all
Yeah.
depends on the area, you know. But and then you putting a pump in there, right, to pump up to the water tower, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what, for
Go ahead.
Yeah.
my
So because I think the grounds,
ability.
the grounds near the SKDs on sports complex, it's not rocky though, from what I learned. So
No.
because we got to go ahead from the Ministry of Youth and Sport to do that. So there's a fertile ground. And, we don't have to go too deep to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on what I'm getting.
Excellent. We will all be helpful. Keep us abreast of what's happening, and we will definitely rally around.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right, have a great day, brother.
Mr. Johnson, Mr.
Yes,
Johnson,
sir.
thank you so much for what you're doing. And
I
I
appreciate it.
would like to say, stick behind that Nangbe man. I mean, that Secretary
We
General.
know you're getting back. We know you're getting back, Mr. Johnson. So we'll talk to you next time, brother.
All right, man. You take care, Jennifer. You stay blessed.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Guys, it is a shame that a modern country, you got a gymnasium that will have about 500 folks and no running water.
Yeah, but Liberia is not a modern country. I live in there. They do nothing serious. I will become modern country.
But yeah, so when he told me about it, I decided that I was going to get involved to help as much as I can to make sure just the sight of going into a bathroom, ladies' room, and there's no running water. Wow.
That has been going on for over 30, 40 years. Why are you saying wow?
Yeah, but you're supposed to.
Yeah, but you know why I would say wow? Because Liberia is not like that.
30 years ago.
It depends on which part of Liberia you're talking about.
Oh, come on. I'm talking about the Monrovia, man. What are you talking about?
My brother. What do you mean which part of Liberia? Man, talking about
But
SKD.
the man also not running water the SKD. He said you're building a new place.
No. He said there's no running water. Do you just hear what he said?
They use the
They have
SKD.
to flush the water. You got to put the water in the commode.
Is he talking about SKD?
Yes. The basketball and court and bathroom.
Okay.
The new stadium that the people are using.
Give us and I can wonder where you found it, Ali. Yeah,
No, but Ali, let's admit to ourselves, we have gone backwards.
Of course.
Now we need to get back on
track. I don't disagree. I'm just wondering why you guys just knowing it now, just because Mr. Johnson came on. It's been going on for over 30 years.
No.
But listen, Mr. Kamara, just, you know what the people say, let lazy dog lie. Just let it stay there.
Yeah, but for 2000, for nothing that the two of them now, there was no water running over there. So what is it new? And Mr. Tao, sometimes I can wonder where you get who they can be dealing with. $10,000 fee where in Morovia. I dug my own away in my yard, reservoir, water point, everything under $900.
I never said you're making assumptions.
$900.
Yeah, because you're drawing the water from the well. And
no, not at all. I said water pump. The water pump machine at $210. The reservoir, the 500-gallon reservoir is $375.
The man use more Ali. Yeah, let's move on, man. The man I was sure he used.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen, when we see Liberia doing some great things, you see the reason that I say Kamara is a contradiction. Kamara will say, you come on this show, you just bash the government, you say bad thing about Liberia. We bring something to good about the country, then you telling the man to leave.
Yeah. No, you're holding. Listen, you said the man was driving. Everything we do must be time bound. You said the man was driving. All right? And we know Monrovia is behind.
How is it time bound? You say you've been behind the hall for 30 years.
Do you know the time in Monrovia? You know the time in Monrovia right now? The man is in the street driving. Let the man go home, bro.
The man is in Baltimore. He's not in the street.
Oh, okay.
You don't even know anything.
No, but I keep asking you where you find it, man. For the man can listen.
I just told you we got him from Guinea. How many times should I say that man from Guinea?
Right now in Morovia, after 9 p.m., where you see sunshine behind somebody.
That's not clear. That's clear.
I was just there with that whole thing.
Anyway, look, I'm getting messages that we're now on Facebook. Are you guys seeing us on Facebook?
Oh. I don't know if Michael set that thing up right.
Yeah,
But
people
I
are
don't have
listening.
admin privileges now. I told Ja to give it to me again
All right.
because,
Yeah,
but I can't see it. If we're
I'm
not on
getting.
Facebook,
I'm
You will
getting
not
no, we
people.
come
are on
and
Facebook.
here in the
No,
public.
no.
Oh, my,
I'm dying.
here it
I
says
think we're on
We
Facebook.
are on Facebook.
We are. Yes, that's right. We are on
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
The same way you on air right now, we can see you that way on Facebook.
That is seen ghosts. Hey,
Oh,
I don't want
okay.
building a fire mansion. A ghost.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, obviously, it's a sad one. Our friend, the Jet cornerback, Chris Boyle, was shot it was critically wounded in Manhattan outside of a restaurant. What is going on with these young folks? What is going on with these young folks?
Was it an attempted robbery or what happened?
They're not saying. I mean, it was a breaking news on CNN this afternoon, and I was just shocked. You know, Manhattan of all places. I mean, at a family restaurant.
Give me how long have you decided that we'll stay on here today? What's the topic, man?
The topic is current event. This is current event. You don't know what current event means. What's happening now? That's
But
why
that's not what I saw in the chat room.
Yeah, but that's not what we as a current event is what's going on. When you hear breaking news, you
Where
preempt what you are doing.
Where is your humanity, man? We're talking about life here. Whether it is somebody behind go back, it gotta mean something to you, Aliu. I mean, come on.
But
man.
did I say it didn't mean anything to me?
Oh, you sound like
This man enjoy cutting people ear.
I asked question, you go to humanity. I just asked question, how long do you intend us to be on here?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Please share the show, get involved. Tell us where you were calling in from, where you tuning in from. DRC beat Cameroon in the last game in 1992, in a 92nd minute winner by 92. Paul Biya is winning. Funny how Paul Biya is winning. He won the election, and now the team is losing to the DRC. Since when the DRC became a powerhouse to beat us? Well, when I say us, I mean because we got other than in the same age group, they are young crowd of boys, Biya, Paul Biya, Joseph Boakai, where the other men, Museveni, all the guys.
The big guy and Paul Biya are almost 12 years apart. They put on crowd.
Come on. Just imagine Joseph Walker is older than Ellie. Ellie is 87. Ellie is 87, and Joseph Walker says
Joseph Walker 81. So that is Joe is 81.
Who?
Joseph Walker will be 82 this month.
Joseph Walker will be 81 when he
will be 82 this month. 1944 to now. Let's get to the topic here, my brother. What's the topic for
we're talking about Red? That man, Ellie said when the man came, he was the oldest child at CWA. He was the oldest in that class.
No, when Joseph Baga was born, they didn't have record keeping.
There was no record. The man said he walked from Foya to Monrovia in 2 days. Can you imagine driving to Foya?
We know the age of all of our presidents. How can you say when Joseph Baga was born, there was no record keeping?
I mean, it is just a number, man. Right now, you can point to any tree, say that where I was born. Everybody will agree.
Let Aliu, you throw all you 37. Exactly. That face you got it at 37 face.
I'll be 51 in December. I'm not 37.
The next time you see 50 will be 151. You will never see 51.
You don't closer to 60. Not 51.
I'll be 51 in December.
Nah, this is you see how there's a thousand looking at you? There's a thousand. No. You can't scam us on here. You're scamming the librarian port and you can't scam us on here as well.
I was born in hospital. Some of you people were born here, go back.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great show. Listen, we don't want to come here to fight over politics. We are regular.
We can't spend a whole hour just playing around here. Let's get to the topic.
Listen, man, go have your own show.
If you tired, go speak.
Go have your own show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the current event in Liberia is who are the presidential advisors? Who put President Boakai in the bus? to go parade him around Monrovia. Who does that? When the people are dying from hunger, the student at the University of Liberia.
Let me just answer your question
No,
quick
no,
before you
no,
continue.
no. Listen,
Let a man land now.
You told us to go to politics. We're going to it now. You're not starting. Oh, you only the one that you want to hear that. What you want to talk? Ladies and gentlemen, the president was riding in a bus, and I would do my Joseph Wagner stuff. He was sitting there like this. He didn't know what was coming. When he heard Bruce Speedy, boo, he jumped up from it. Oh, what's that? He said, oh, the people booing you. His advisor told him that was not boo. That's cheer. They cheer you on. Joseph Wagner said, well, I know when the people cheer you and they boo you. But who are the political tacticians? Few years ago, they had the president in a $1.4 million car, he and the vice president, the bulletproof cars, and you couldn't see them. The economy is bad. There's no food. We read an article here that a group is raising money to buy 200,000 chairs for kids around the country, especially the University of Liberia, where students are standing for an entire class. And the president had the audacity to ride in a bus thinking the folks would be happy and they would cheer him. Let me go to...
Come to me.
Oh, I mean, you can't tell me who
No,
to vote.
you just spent a lot of stuff, Jenna, that we need to destroy it right now.
Evidently, he has something on his chest.
Yeah, he gets it. But let me do my regular round. Let's go from left to right. Honorable Eastman.
Yeah.
If you were an advisor to the president in a perilous time where the economy is bad, there's nothing working. 2006, when Ellen Johnson became president, the German government sent tons of vehicles and buses. When President Weah became president, the same thing. He went to India. I think he brought 45 buses and paraded them in the streets. People have seen this movie over and over, and here we go. The rescue truck came to town, and even doing worse. And the people decided, listen, we have had enough of this. Get out of here. Your take on the citizens expressing themselves through their free speech by booing and showing their dissatisfaction.
Okay, thank you. It was a bit surprising to see that booing reaction from the population, and that goes to show that the people are dissatisfied. What are they dissatisfied with? Well, for one thing, they are aware that riding around in a bus was a show to show of a symbolic show, and the people are going through a hardship, and they may not have appreciated that. Okay. Secondly, they may feel that they have been taken advantage of because their livelihood's not changing. Well, as they say that we can't eat bus. So that bus will eat. So that's not enough. And then my take on this issue is, why in the world are we getting those large buses? Mr. Tao can bear me out. It doesn't even make sense. Okay. First of all, they are expensive to buy. They're larger. Second of all, they are more expensive to operate. They're more expensive to maintain. The roads are not suitable for those type of large buses. Okay. The rural roads favor smaller buses. Okay. There are lower breakdown risk with the smaller buses. There are easier to find local mechanics to fix the smaller buses. So why? Who recommended these large buses? It doesn't make economic sense. It doesn't make engineering sense. Why are we repeating these errors? Are those buses free? That's the first thing that came to my mind. Don't tell me we bought those buses. If they were free, I think we should have negotiated for something else. But it's not prudent that we have these large buses and we don't have the proper roads and street for it. It was a bad decision. And you're talking about the advisors. Who is advising? Because this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. Who is advising on these issues that you bring these buses that impractical to the country? So it's unfortunate. I know apparently somebody wants to do good, but it's not being done properly. So it's not been done at all. So I think we need some better people advising the president. That's all I can say.
Let me go to Dr. Booty. Dr. Booty. No, let me hold on to Dr. Booty because Aliu Kamara is pregnant and waiting to excel. Go ahead, Aliu.
Yeah, first and foremost, let me say thanks to the JMB administration and a particular thank you to the NTA for those magnificent bosses. He came in time at the right time. Monrovia's population is over 1 million people. And for someone to say they don't need long buses to move hundreds of thousands of people around the city every day, they should buy 10 buses. I don't get that. And I'm very much aware that JMB will not be taking such an advice. But let's talk about this. The country is hard. The country is difficult. For the past 2 years, there have been no gas shortage in the country for the first time in over 12 years. For the past 2 years, there have been no rice shortage in the country for the first time over the last 12 years. Basic commodities are available. Now, let's talk about the country is hard. The country is getting worse. Bag of rice, the price of bag of rice has reduced to at least $2.50 less. The price of gasoline has reduced to at least $1.75 less in the last 2 years. With stability, microfinance is getting on track. The banks have funding regularly. If you need your money, you have the money in the bank, you receive it. But the government is on time with civil servant and public servant paychecks. So if the country is hard, who's making it hard? If all of the things that I have named, county capitals being more accessible than it has been over the last 12 years, and the country is so hard, and it's so bad, and it's worse than before. Listen to all of these realistic facts. Who in their right mind can say the country is retrogressing on this platform? I want to see the man on here. Tell me that.
Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. I put both of my hands on that one. Both. And you are citing the talking point of the administration. And when in America here they say if you are explaining, you are losing. Okay. So let me go to the videotape here. And this one, as you always know,
that's CDC stunt. We ain't got time for that. As you see, I didn't even measure it. We don't care about that stuff.
This one says 2025 the United States Department Investment Climate Report on Liberia. That is the United States State Department from the World Bank. And I'm going to read to you here.
Okay, we're talking investment climate now, right?
Listen, the investment climate, it says here, poor road network, lack of reliable internet, and corruption, poor physical infrastructure, low purchasing power for the population.
All that is new by Joseph Blackeye.
Yeah. You were talking, I didn't talk.
All right, go ahead.
This is 2025. The World Bank said low purchasing power of the population due to actual widespread poverty. This is not me. This is the World Bank. This is the State Department. It's an inconsistent and overlapping tax administration and policy. They don't know what they are doing. Everybody fighting over each other. Weak judiciary. inadequate legal protection for contracts into the country.
Everything you're talking about, Mr. Game, we know. That's from 1847. What's the point?
Excuse me, widespread public corruption in the public sector, in government. This is, you say, should anybody put their hand up? I put both
No,
of
but
my hands up.
you're off track.
No,
You're off track.
we are
Every
talking about
government that
the
will come,
economy.
including after Joseph Boga, these are things that they will be confronted with, and these are things that they must resolve. Under 2 years, you don't expect Joseph Boga to resolve those things that existed for over 178 years.
Listen, the rescue train came in 2023
Oh, come on.
to change all this. Is 2, 1 to 3. Dr. Budi, your take on the talking point and our fact-based State Department IMF report on the investment climate in Liberia.
I think first of all, the question or the topic that we were discussing was the budgets that were brought into the country, and the fact that the president tried to ride on whatever he thought was a publicity stunt, and the Liberian people basically booed him. That's what we were talking about. And Mr. Kamara has basically gone and regurgitated political rhetoric.
You might not have listened to Mr. Gilman.
Let everybody mute while he's talking, because I'm hearing something play in the background.
He regurgitated a lot of political gimmick and rhetoric from this government that had nothing to do. He never even mentioned the NTA apart from thanking Joseph Boakai. Right? He never mentioned the buses or how they're going to create any opportunities or alleviate any issues for the Liberian people. You have a city, you know, Mr. Kamara mentioned over 1 million people live in Monrovia, right? You have a city that has a very bad traffic problem, right? Cars struggle to navigate through the city of Monrovia, right? Or its environs. How do you think these buses are going to reduce people's difficulties when it comes to transportation? Yes, they're going to be paying a lesser price, probably, but it's going to take them much longer to get to work. So it might make sense to most of them to continue to use temper and whatever they call them to get to work quicker. You know, bringing these buses doesn't help the Liberian people. You talked about, bag of rice, $2.50 cheaper now. It can be $50 cheaper if people don't have the money to buy the rice. That's why the country is hard. The country is not hard because rice is cheaper. Country is hard because people don't have the money to buy the rice. When you're paying a police officer $150 a month, right, and you're selling rice maybe $50 or whatever it is, or $2.50 less than what it was before, and the fact that you even have the audacity to come and sit here and tell Liberian people who are listening to you in Liberia that, oh, by the way, your rice is now $2.50 cheaper, it's an insult to the people in Liberia, because you're basically not understanding their plight. Look, bringing buses into the country can be a good thing if the president had developed this road infrastructure that he talked about throughout the campaign. We've not seen the road infrastructure. I was there in March. Unless you tell me that, since March, the president has developed a brand new set of road infrastructure that these buses are going to be running on, it's not going to make any significant impact on the Liberian people. Because whilst, again, like I said, the price might be cheaper, but if it takes you longer to get to work, it defeats the entire object of having public transport. Because at the end of the day, I'll give you an example. Here in the UK, we have what we call bus lanes. All right. And I'm sure in some American cities, they will have that as well. So where normal private cars will be stuck in traffic, the buses can move quicker because they have specific lanes for them. So when you have that kind of infrastructure in place and you bring these kind of buses, it makes sense, because then you're making it easier for people to get to work quicker. But you can't bring the buses in; they will be stuck in traffic as every other car that will be on the road, and then you say, the bus is going to be cheaper. So look, not to take too much of the time, Mr. Ali Kamara is basically just here spitting out rhetoric to support this government blindly, as he always does. And I don't think anyone in Liberia should waste their time to get even angry at the disingenuous comments that he's made.
Great. Let me go to Mr. Tao.
Yeah. Thanks, Jerome. you know, bringing buses into the country, like both Jimmy and Dr. Booty said, there is no problem with that. But what are the plans actually? Where's the study? Because government's supposed to continue. There's a continuity in government, right? Or governing, and it's the same government. It's the same or LTA or MTA and everything else. What happened to the fleet of other buses that they brought? Why did they disappear? What caused them to not be in service anymore? We were just in power 6 years ago. That's not a long time. Where is the study on what happened to the buses that he brought in? Where are they? So at least from a technical, not even a technical, but just from a common sense perspective, these are the things that the government first supposed to look at. If you didn't solve those problems, for you to address it adequately and you bring them more buses. But you see, the reason that all the government, and Ellen set this standard. Look, everything that we see happening, Ellen set it, because just imagine the war was over or in 2006. People were hyped, expectations were low. So Ellen pulled these kind of little stunts, and it meant something. Where I came in, he pulled the same stunt, and they see that it really didn't mean much. Now, Boyka, because this is one of the easier things to do. They go in, the buses are not free, by the way. They're never free. Nobody gave you things for nothing. We all know those were grown on the show. What they're not telling us is what the Liberia have to give up for this. Probably there were procurements and so around this where somebody ate some money. So that's one aspect, but the other aspect is for all of the things that could be done in Liberia, the president saw it necessary for him to actually get on some buses to take a ride. This is how you know that they really are struggling to even point out any tangible achievement. That the president will go waste his time on some bus to take a ride, as if the Liberian people have not seen buses before. I said this, if the president was dedicating a water purification system, if you're dedicating an electric grid, something like that, but bus, or just all these kind of things. So this is what we have here. But look, to a point, before I close, because this is really, it's a non-brainer, it's nothing to even talk about. Dr. Booty just hit the nail on the head correctly. Kamar come on here, everything that, because I came on the show, and me and him, we all were on George Weah for exactly the same things. All of a sudden, he tried to justify all of it. He's saying that people cannot afford. Nobody can afford. Rice can be cheap. People cannot afford it. Or Honor Ellen, there were more money and there were more job opportunities. There were more business and investment opportunities. It decreased on a Weah and it's actually decimated on a Boyka. So you can even have it for $2 like Dr. Booty said. People have to have the money for them to buy it. The means by which people supposed to generate income is not there anymore. The NGOs that provided most of the jobs that were meaningful, they left. Most of the foreign little companies, they left. Doing business in Liberia is very difficult. So people know things are much, much more difficult. So gas can even be 150. People still cannot afford it because they don't have the opportunities and the means to make money, to earn a living. So at least let's point these things out instead of just throwing some party politics and phrases all over the place. I said it here before, man. Look, we come here. This is not a joke. This is not a game. There is nothing wrong with supporting a government or supporting a candidate. But when it comes to the things that affect Liberia and the people, can we at least try to be honest so that we can point these things out? Because all governments come and go. There were people here yesterday praising Ellen. Ellen government is gone. But Liberia still remains and the people are there. People came and they were praising Weah and there were all kinds of stuff. Weah government is gone. The Liberia is there and the people are there. You can praise Boyka and all this stuff. So let us start trying to commit to
to individuals and the political party. Let us commit to the country.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Let me go to Mr. Namwe. Mr. Namwe, there will be other folk that will say.
Yeah, tell us about people.
No. It is.
Why is he so restless today? I mean,
yeah, all that crap that guy was talking about, I want to address.
What's going on with him? I'll give him part of my 30 seconds.
Okay. Mr. I'm counting your 10 seconds. Go ahead, 10 seconds.
Yeah, he used word like decimate. I don't know where he took that word from. What I just malaprophesizing.
It's a word. Why wrong with the word?
Yeah, but he's malaprophesizing. It doesn't fit.
Listen. When you say what he did, what?
He's malaprophesizing.
Hello, now you were talking about a man using B word. You
no, that's a simple word. That's a simple word. Here's the thing.
That word is not simpler than decimate.
Here's the thing here. Okay? You see, and now I say I'm restless. You don't want to be restless for a second.
You can talk, it can be all restless.
The man said, "Why are you using that B word called decimate?"
Like I said, he's malaprophesizing. I mean, he just misplaced it. Now
your word bigger than his word. So.
Yeah, but it wasn't the size of the word; it was the usage of the word. Now here's what I want to say. Now you try to get me off track completely.
If you're off track, then it's not difficult to do that.
Here's what I'm trying to say.
And be a ghost in the back. If you
it's what I'm trying to say here. If you really use that word and he meant that word, then he's confused. I went to Liberia in 2023 and I bought gas for $1,000. People live. I'm coming now. I'm giving you an example. At the time, it was $1,000 for a gallon. Liberians were living. The country was hard. The same Liberians are there. The same Yanabos are there. The same marketers are there. Gas is $700 per gallon. And you say decimate. Liberia was buying a bag of rice for the family every 2 weeks for $18.50. Now it's between $14.50 to $15. You tell me it's between $14.50 to $15. Do the math in the Liberian dollar. Do the math. But let me finish my 30 seconds now.
I cannot do a math when you say you're giving me a range. You're not giving the range.
But let me finish my 30 seconds. Because I'm speaking to the audience. I'm not speaking to this guy on here. Okay, he's lecturing me what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say. That's crap. The truth is, if it was expensive then, and people in the country were hard then, and then somebody come and reduces the price now, him and the one before, who you can use the word decimate on?
Okay, Mr. Eastman.
No, Mr. Namwe now.
Yeah. Excuse me, Mr. Namwe.
Thank you. I just feel that
I just want you to do this. You say the dollar rate was.
I'm beginning to admire CMC, by the way.
Listen, we say the dollar rate at the time was 200, right? And things were cheaper. You drop the dollar rate to 150, and things zoom out of there. And
I just told you the cost difference.
They give you play one word. Go ahead.
And you see how easy it is. I just get 30 seconds all of a sudden you're married CMC. And see? I will tell you why. You don't know why.
No, we don't. We don't.
All right.
We don't look for nobody.
And that'll be another 5 hours. But look, first of all, I'd like to start by wishing happy birthday. We call him O Major in UPB land, but this is Ambassador Nelson's birthday, Blamo Nelson. God has been good to him. He's still very strong. Thanks to his beautiful wife, Mrs. Nelson, Elizabeth Nelson. So, best wishes to O Major. Hope you continue, to remain strong and prosper from year to year. So happy birthday.
So, Mr. Namwe, is that a Blamo Nelson from South?
Yes.
Is that a man that was able to actually create a complete address system in all of Monrovia?
Yes.
Wow.
That's the Blamo Nelson.
And how many years later, and 30 years later, we cannot even replicate that?
We cannot get beyond that. You'll be surprised. Michael George is still working. Michael George is still shopping a proposal around with Minister of Agriculture and anyone else who will listen, they want to continue, just to help us, expand on our address system. But they're still fighting. But I wanted to say to the bus situation right quickly. I'm reading some of my UP friends. They're doing the math. They say 8 seconds of booing versus 4 seconds of clapping. What does that even mean? You know, um, this is not good when the president of the Republic of Liberia is in the streets. Whenever the president is in the streets, there's euphoria. People are happy to see their leader. I have never, in a very long time, seen a president being booed in the streets by his own citizens. That happened to President Bouakai. I think it should really be concerning. I hope the UP guys are not downplaying that. One, it demonstrates their tune deafness. They don't seem to be reading the people right. The issues that matter to the people, I think they missed the mark on this. Transportation is a good thing. In other times, it would have been more appreciated. But right now, the bread and butter issues that matter to the people, I think transportation may not even be the fifth on the ranking. So they really need to listen to the people. I think they are getting too arrogant, too detached, it's too elitist, too out of touch. They're not reading, I understand the president being out of the country, he came back with not much. So they're trying to step on the message, and trying to put his buses out to say the president brought something, yada, yada, yada. But that is a very, very serious issue because it only takes once for the people to try it. Once they've succeeded, it'd be difficult to put that genie back in the bottle. So I just wanted to let my UP friends please take note of this. You're making it too easy for us. If you still want to be competitive for 2029, you need to take notice. So,
let me buffer what Mr. Nami
please
is saying
do,
here.
Jimmy. Go ahead.
Yes. First of all, that booing signifies what? A collapse in public trust. Okay, that's one. Two, people are furious at economic hardship. So they look at that bus, but they feel their stomach growling and they're cheering out in a hungry room. That bus doesn't do it. Number three, the people rejecting political theater. They know that they're riding around in a bus. It's just political theater. They are rejecting it. Four, suspicions of corruption. They're booing because they think something else is going on in the background. And that's where the boos come from. Number five, deep disconnect between the leader and the citizens. I'm telling you, what Mr. Nambe is saying is so true. That booing signifies a whole lot of deep feelings. Number four, rising civic consciousness about what's going on in the administration. Now, because if they're ignorant, they don't know, they will not be booing, but they're booing. There's something coming to their knowledge. And lastly, which is the worst, there's a weakening of political legitimacy.
Thank you, Jimmy.
7 seconds. 7 seconds.
No, ain't no more 30 seconds. Every day, 30 seconds, your 30 second turn to 30 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are. The people.
No, Mr. Gemma, give me 30 seconds for the audience. You know about one versus all of you. Give me 30 seconds.
Yes.
My man, go ahead.
Mr. Gemma, you look at Mr. Nangwe, a seasoned man like Mr. Nangwe, a chemist. I'm talking a scientist. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I believe you when you put a chemical.
Yeah, I'm coming now. I'm coming. People who deal.
He know what he's doing. He's not a politician.
But let me use my 30 seconds for myself. I don't want your help. People who deal in molecules, all that kind of stuff, And he come here and tell me the bus transportation is not even a part of the people problem. You use $150 from Pinsbury to Broad Street, $150, but that's $300. That cut in deeply if you have economic hardship. The bosses come and say $50 to Broad Street, $50 back. You save $200. You said that's not that. You said that doesn't help the people. Do you know what that means? Every week, people who go to town every day. You know how much they save? They save $1,000 every week. That helps them. This is a big help to them. When
Let
somebody
me
say,
help
"Oh, you
you.
know,
Let me help you.
let me finish my 30
No,
seconds."
no, you had 30
Somebody
seconds.
say,
Give you 10 seconds,
no,
you can ignore.
hold on. Somebody say, "Oh, you know, people were booing, come up with all of these philosophies." You know, we're not buying that. We know it was staged, managed. We know the citizens did that. Liberia is bigger than just one political party, and we're not paying them any mind.
Good. Good. Go
Let me
ahead.
help you. Let me help you quickly. 10
uh,
seconds. Look, Vali, let me tell you something, my brother. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, the issue with bus, it was an issue because many of us were riding the buses. How many people in Liberia you didn't ride in buses? You won't go from A to B, you go keke. Within 5 minutes, you're there. How many people you think are going to stand by the road to wait for a bus
Let's
that takes 1
watch and
hour?
see.
Let me
Let's watch
finish
and see.
now. Let me finish. A bus that takes 1 hour to come from Raleigh to Freeport, 1 hour, and then another hour from Raleigh to Logantown, and then another hour to Nuguta. You think people got time for that?
How you come up with an hour?
Huh?
How you come up with an
Anyone
hour?
who
Hour?
goes to Liberia or been to Liberia
Kamara,
recently knows.
Thank you.
have
I
you
was in
driven?
Liberia in April.
Have you driven in Monrovia?
Why not?
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Liberian issues. We're talking about the bread and butter issues. We are talking about economics, and we are not making the numbers up. The numbers are coming from
Now winning up, man.
the United States, their recommendation and their climate report on investment and the economy in the republic, and they say it is down. Abject poverty. They say the people have no buying power. I'm not saying this. I'm reading it right here. It said low purchasing power of the population due to widespread poverty. This is what they say. You selling anything, they can't buy it. You bring it, but they won't ride it because they don't even have the money to ride. And then to make matter worse, the traffic in Monrovia is so bad that if you were driving, you do better on either a keke or a motorcycle to get from point A to point B. But let's go to our second topic here.
Thank you.
Let's look at the religious, when we talk about the separation of church and state. We saw an imam in Monrovia and his parishioners standing up against the rule of the Supreme Court to evict them. And the police and the sheriff department were there, and they began to resist the eviction. They were throwing Molotov cocktail. They were throwing rocks at the police. They called for reinforcement, and it didn't go peacefully. And then something happened. The ordinary people on the street began to fight on behalf of the Liberian police. Something that I found to be very strange, for the police to allow people to rain rocks on another group of citizens. Not only that, but that the police allowed them to say they are Mandingo people. To me, it is disturbing, and President Joseph Boyka needs to hold somebody accountable. Yes, it was illegal and wrong for those people to resist the arrest, and it happens that they broke the law. They are criminals. They are Liberians that broke the law. They just happen to be Mandingos. And I said this on another platform. I have seen the police resisted in the Bassa community. You don't see the Bassa people versus Liberia. When they go to West Point, I don't hear them say the Crew people versus Liberia. And the police sat there and allowed people. And then when the imam, finally, when they brought them under control, the mob violence, they began to beat the imam. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are. This is what our country has degenerated into. I know Mr. Kamara doesn't want me to use the word degenerate, mean that it is regressing.
No.
They have turned into a tribal war. They have politicized everything now. that is now them again of Mr. Eastman. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. Here they are. They were finally arrested.
It's something I have not seen before. And I think it's alarming. I believe everybody of any faith has a right to operate their faith. They have a right to their religious worship. And we should not ever discriminate against anybody in our 43,000 miles. Liberia was meant to be a haven against persecution, against colonialism, and all enslavement that was going on at the time. Why should we now, today, in this late day, discriminate against any one of our people? They're all our people. And the fact that the police allowed this is something disheartening. I think it deserves an apology. And I'm beginning to wonder on the other side is why is it every time somebody of that ethnicity is confronted with the law, it becomes a ethnic affair? Why can't it just simply be like, if they go arrest Victor Namadre, all this shit, they take care of man in jail? Why it has to be a Muslim or Madingo affair? I think this thing, we need to cut it out. I think we need a public national referendum on this, because this trend is what we saw during that war, that ugly war where people were killing people for no reason. We need to curtail this. This is why we see in examples like in Rwanda, you can't even you don't even ask somebody what their tribe is. We have to discourage this behavior, and I hope we see something from the administration to curtail this type of behavior.
I wanted to go to Kamara, but I'm tempted to keep him.
I will be shot.
No, I wanted you to get the perspective of everybody else that you come in, because I think this one has a deeper root, and I want to let everybody know that we come out here, we joke, we have fun, but we have one thing in common that we will defend is our Liberianism. That's who we are. We call for separation of church and state, but we have never called for separation of nation. Never. Mr. Tawo, what I saw for the police to stand and have Liberian group of people throwing rocks, those people were wrong. We got to be clear. They had no right to resist the court order. Nobody has the right in the republic to do so. If you do so, you have broken the law, and it's a crime to do that. Like I say, if Tawo breaks the law, we're going after Tawo. We're not going after the Bassa people because he's a Bassa man. Tawo broke the law, and Tawo just happens to be a Bassa man. Your take on this, Mr. Tawo?
First of all, if you come after Tawo and you think the Bassa people, then the Pella people, then you have to deal with the Pella people. Then you have to deal with the Crown and the Guild. Because I'm part of all of those groups.
So from every country.
After the whole Nigeria. Yeah, but look, but no, this is an issue here, and this mentality. One aspect of it have always been there. The war magnified a lot of this stuff, and it kind of it entrenched some of the behaviors and the thought processes. And it needs to stop, because, okay, if the police want to arrest somebody, and if the people put up resistance, how many are they? Do they have any guns? Can the police call for backup from within their own unit? And if that depot don't have enough people, can they call for backup from somewhere else? Why should the mob get involved, and why did the police listen to them? And I will tell you something. I stayed in Liberia for a year. Even though this is happening now and is against the Mandingo people, but this mob behavior is a major stuff in Liberia. It's a major stuff. And if the thing is not put under control, anytime that, and one of the reasons, because the youth, they're so idle. Any noise within 10 minutes, you see 10, 15, like maybe 200-300 youth come from out of nowhere. They're available. So they have all this energy, is misdirected, and the police doesn't do anything. Where is what is the guy's name? The police chief? Where is he on this?
Como?
Yeah, where is he on this? So these are some of the issues. No, it needs to stop. And look, let me say this: Liberia is not a Christian nation or Muslim nation. Liberia is an African state. That place is Africa. That people who are Christian and Muslim happen to inhabit. So let us put, that is why anytime religion is trying to come in, one group of people try to claim something over a whole group of people, then it become an issue. Whether you're a Mandingo or you're anybody, whether you're Muslim or Christian, we live in Liberia before. You can see that we are all more African than even those religions that we profess, because most of our dealings and our functions and our attitude is more from the African setting. Actually, it is only on those days of worship that you see us actually exhibit that. But once those days are over, we all operate as Africans. But this should not be allowed to go on. I hope the police made some arrests and they try to investigate this. And they try to bring these young men, because if you look, this is probably a whole bunch of young men. Anytime you say mob, because old people not going there, there's young people. These young people, if they can do something with them, if they don't create budget where 90% of it is pocket change and piggy bank money, and they don't invest in the public, into the youth, into all this stuff, into the economy, to absorb these kids, to keep them basic, things like this will go on. And from here, it will go into other areas, and Liberia is going to be a time bomb.
Thank you. Dr. Booty, for the first time, I saw chaos in Liberia, and I didn't hear people say, oh, the Muslim or the Christian. This one was absent. This one was targeted particularly to the Mandingos. They were going after the Mandingo people. They didn't say Muslim, they didn't say Christian, they didn't say Baha'i. They were going after them, in my belief, based on what I was hearing. That it was never about Muslim and this and that. One of them just happened to be an imam, but it was all those Mandingo people, and they just started throwing them.
I think, the thing is, what we have to understand is Liberia as a country, or the experiment that we've tried to live as a country was basically founded on racism, right? When the settlers came to Liberia, the interest was never to work along with their indigenous brothers as brothers and sisters, right? They came in for whatever reason. I believe the influences they had from the U.S. Meddling into how they govern our country, meddling into how they engage with their brothers and sisters, uh, amplifying the differences between the settlers, brothers and sisters, and the ones on the ground to be able to exploit our natural resources was always the catalyst for what we're seeing today. The fact that we are a divided country, the fact that our differences in terms of racial or ethnic backgrounds are amplified is all about. You can trace it all back to neocolonialism and the fact that these Western powers have always wanted our wealth, and the best way to get it is to divide us. Say to the Pele man, oh, the Kola man taking your days. Say to the crew man, the person, and basically once we're fighting against each other, it's easy to steal and take everything away. That came to a head on during the Civil War, when people were trying to get rid of President Dole, and for some reason there was this what's it called, a misguided notion that people of the Madingo ethnic group were sympathizers with President Dole, and because of that they became targets. So there's a long history in Liberia. If you go back, this is what happened was wrong, but it's deep rooted. How we resolve it, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know. but we need to find a way to resolve it, right? Because if we do not do that, then Liberia can never move forward as a country, because this thing is deep rooted. It's not just what you've seen happen, as you said, Mr. Gavin. But if you look at, and again, I'm not trying to be political here, but if you look at what people are saying about Mr. Ability and his ability to run for political office in Liberia and win, it's not about the capacity of the individual to deliver on the promises that he's making. It's purely based on race, his background, right? The fact that he's got a connection to the Mandingo ethnic group, even though he's only 50% Mandingo because his mother is, I think, Mano or something like that. But that's irrespective. This thing is deep rooted. It's deep rooted in our country. We need to have an honest conversation about it and find ways to resolve it, or else the country will continue to go down the trajectory it's going, and will continue to be divided. And idiots, right? Idiots. I know Mr. Tao didn't use the word, but I'm using that word for him. Idiots who have nothing to do will always take advantage of these situations, right? They see the police trying to implement a court order. Yes, these Liberians have decided to disobey the rule of law, and these bunch of idiots decide that, oh, we'll take advantage of this because our deep-seated bias against our fellow brothers and sisters will go and start talking nonsense and just doing things that are so despicable. But it's a deep-seated issue, and I think that's where we need to go back to. We shouldn't just look at this episode. We need to go back to those deep-seated, the deep-rooted divisiveness that created, use quotes, this Liberia that we see. But there was always racial divide. There was always ethnic divide. There was always you and me, them against us. This is not a new phenomenon. And until we can resolve it as a country, we will keep coming. Now is the Madingo people. Next time, I know we even though President Do kill 1 or 2 our brothers then, but we the people didn't run behind all you. But Nangwe must say at some point they'll start running behind all too. So it's not one person. It will happen to every one of us if we're not careful and we don't deal with it now.
Aliu,
Yo.
This is under your government. This is under the arrest, the rule of law. No, I'm not. And up to now, nobody from the president's office, the police chief, nobody have. Usually in these United States, during the FDR period, we read that when there's a catastrophe, there's something you call a fire chat. Go on radio, go meet the people and say, listen, calm the nerve, we got this, we're doing this, we're doing. The president have not said anything. His office have not said anything. The police chief have not said anything. And here we are. Now people are speculating that they are doing this because the challenger, the biggest force against this particular government at this point is a Mandingo man by the name of Musa Ability. And they're doing everything they can. Anything that has to do with him or his tribe, they want to make it look bad. So 2020, when they hear the word Mandingo, people should be afraid. Some people say this is a strategy because there's no way that group of police would be standing by and allowing Liberians to hurt other Liberians.
I would try my best not to politicize this. Musa is a guy to reckon with. Yes, he has got affluence and influence, but he's not that big. So I wouldn't politicize this. I am told that the president was briefed about the situation, and it was we would call it a little riot that blew out of proportion to a degree, not something to the level of the presidency where the executive mansion has to have a press conference. I think
Really?
even by doing that, we'll flare the issue even further. We'll make the issue to seem more dangerous than it actually was. Now, what I would say to this situation is, I condemn the group. They were Kamaras. Unfortunately, people just said Madingo people, one family. It just so happened that there was an imam in there who conducted the Dele Surah. And so some people went there to pray and other things. And so that family had some sympathizers. By all indication, from the civil court to the Supreme Court, That family was wrong. That family was totally wrong. So it was known, it was clear. They went on radio, they were on television that they were going to defy anybody who was going to come to remove them from there. I even made a statement that the police should use every force necessary to remove them, because by allowing them to stay there, that means to give them leverage over the law. And no one should have such privilege. What baffled me was to have a country that is supposed to be moving towards civilization, where the police doesn't even have control over law enforcement, but you have to have these guys who are looking for every means to loot the red community, go in there and make it seem like it was citizens versus Mandingos. And I heard that from Spoon reporter. Spoon has become Radio Kigali nowadays, and just from the news reporters, the situation could have gotten worse. But let me make something clear to our people. The problem we are having in Liberia is the lack of education. If these guys were educated to the position of having even better technical skills, they wouldn't have been over there throwing stones. I know a lot of the missioners in the rural area, by that time of the day, they still at work, laying bricks. So these guys, they have nothing to do. And any chance they get, something they heard from their grandfather a long time ago, whether they were able to authenticate it or not, it didn't matter. They went with it. And Tao says something that most people need to know. The religion or the religions that we practice is just something we do on occasional basis. Before Islam, the Lamas in Lofa and the Mandingos in Lofa has similar culture. They join the same Palm One, they join the same King Jew, they join the same Power Society, they join the same Son of Society. They were uncles and nephews before the coming of Islam to Liberia from Mali. The Nimba Sa, Musa Belede Sa, we call them in Mandingo Belese Manya, we call them Pella people from the Zelekori area. They were Pella Mandingos. When Islam came, it brought serious division. Now, Mandingo people conformed to Islam, Pella people rejected Islam because they were more in the African spirituality business. So Islam were able to convince Mandingo people, some of them, a lot of them, that they were better than any other people. Those were infidels. So they had to distance themselves from them. And they happened to buy that. That brought split between Pella and Mandingo in that part of Liberia, Guinea, whatever you could call it, because there was no map at the time, there was no drawing at the time. And the Mano people too were, because it was the Pella, the Mano, and the Mandingo. That's Musa Belede group. That's three groups at one. So religion separated them. However, when it comes to other things like paying dowries and all of this stuff, they still do it similarly with slight differences. So what we are having here, if we're not using our head correctly, religion will continue to split us, something that is foreign to us anyway. Now it has become a norm that we have to belong to one group or the other, so we identify as one, but we are studious enough to know that we were something before this came. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we just need to educate our people and educate them seriously about not just what they want to know, but what they really need to know. And this is hampering, and this even goes for some educated people. I saw a guy on the platform they called Dr. Mali. I was asking question, where did he get his PhD? When he's making statements like they cannot allow their brothers from across the border to come to their country because they're coming to do this in their country, I was surprised to hear that from a PhD. Now, people like these are the motivating forces behind the young children under the age of 25. But this show is not for I alone. We can get back to it on another day and really help people understand these things. That the Mandingo man is a typical African man who was created in Gambia that spread all what we call Mali Empire today. Most of the tribes in Liberia from the north came from that direction, just kept extending. There was no Liberia, just open land. So people need to understand this and learn these things. It's not like Mandingo people were Arab people, they turn black. No, they were created black. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gimmick.
Mr. Gamer, can I have 30 seconds, please? Because
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm disappointed in what Ali just said from the
That's
start.
fine.
No, it's not fine. It's not fine. And I think you should be disappointed in yourself. Because it's not about Madingo, right? It's not about the tribal group. Any Liberian, irrespective of your tribe, who is targeted in that way, your condition should get the attention of the president. For you to say that the president was briefed, but this thing was a minor thing, and the thing that rise up to, he took an oath to defend the Constitution, right? When people's constitutional rights are being violated, the president has to open his mouth and speak, or else he's violating his oath of office. It don't have to be Pele man beat the beating first, or other men the beating. Oh, there's just 2 or 3 people. No, even if it was one Liberian that this thing happened to, the president must come out and condemn it. Because if he doesn't, knowing our society that everybody looks up to the presidency, if he doesn't do it, there are idiots out there that would think that he is condoning this thing. In our society, they say silent mean concern, right? The fact that he's sitting there and doing nothing about it and riding buses instead of going and talking about serious issues, you shouldn't sit here and tell me that, they kind of thing shouldn't claim the attention of the president. That is wrong, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Mr. Gimmick, 30 seconds. Let me clarify that crap that we're talking.
The other volleyball with the push your
Just 30 seconds. Because he wasted a lot of stuff over there based on his little venom he has with Joseph
Everybody
Walker.
heard you say that the president was briefed. Everybody heard you say that it shouldn't rise to the
But let me get my 30
president.
seconds now. Can I get my 30 seconds? Recently, there was a
I
church.
didn't speak crap. Don't say I speak crap. I quoted what you said.
But let me finish my 30 seconds now. Recently, there was an eviction issue at a church. Mr. Gamer, did you hear that story? Where the church people refused to be removed. Where there was a lot of fighting that people even got injured. We had this situation many places. Let me give you one scenario. There was a group of family right on 18th Street where I used to be. The owner of the land came. The owner, ironically, was a Gill man. He came for the house to get the people out of the house. The people refused. The owner went to every court in Liberia. Those people refused. If you get grandma party people from Southeast, then you're good. Those men had to go actually bring the AFL. That whole place went upside down. My thing is, nobody in the neighborhood that was predominantly Basel went into that situation. Nobody. My only thing is why they did do it when the name Madingo was announced. What I'm telling you, no, listen to this, but people were still injured. There were 1 or 2 Liberians injured by the AFL. Why didn't the president come out open more press conference?
And I'm not saying,
but
give me a chance.
Kamara, yes. What he's saying, maybe if the president had come out from the beginning, we wouldn't have been here.
And what I'm saying is, if the president didn't do it for the other people, it was wrong. He didn't do it for the people, it's wrong. But you can't use Madingo as means of politicizing this whole thing. There's no one group more important than the other.
This is a different situation. This is a tribal. This is an ethnic situation. When the Bassa people did it, they didn't say, "Oh, we're going for the global people." They didn't use their tribal identity. When once people start going after ethnicity, it warrants the attention of a president.
Going after the people. We don't have one identified group going after another identified group. These are just boys with nothing to do. This situation, the president knows about it. He will be taken care of next time. Okay? Thank you. Everything cannot be politics. Everything cannot be politics.
Thank you, Mr. Gimmons.
Victor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gimmons. Look,
you see, when I said that Ali is conflicted, everything about politics, he said we should not politicize this. But listen, this government police said that they couldn't apprehend 12 men. So they allowed the population, the people, to gather and go after them. But when this government wanted to evict the CDC that had 10,000 members in Monrovia, they came in force and they effectuated that warrant. They came with an adequate force to take on a party, and they did. But this man says now, the Liberian police said the 12 people in that mosque or wherever they were so powerful that they allowed the Liberian people to defend the police. What nonsense is this? This is the failure of this government to protect its citizens. Go ahead, Mr. Namwe.
I will make my input this way. Musa Hassan Belete, he writes these letters every Sunday. He calls them a letter from Saclipia. And sometimes they're just pointed. And then there are other times when they're really very contemporary. So for this Sunday, he talks about the signs are alarming. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he opens in line 2. He said, everywhere I turn, I feel a deepening sense that we are running without a head. Ali, I hope you're listening.
I don't care.
Running without direction and running without a plan. We are running things, yes, but without clarity, without coherence, and without the discipline that leadership requires. That's one line. He goes on to say in another paragraph, violence is beginning to creep back into our national bloodstream. The lack of respect for the rule of law is becoming normalized. And this erosion is coming not only from the top, which is the leadership, but from the very government that should be safeguarding our stability, but also from the population that is taking cues from that failure. It is dangerous, it is frightening, and it is familiar. We've seen this before. He goes on to say,
Oh, I thought you do.
I better stop being this real quick.
you see.
Okay.
All right, so I will start reading because I think because I'm reading from Musa Hassan Belete, he finds
Yeah,
that.
that's a politician. I get time for that.
But how could that not really be reflective of what we're feeling right now? The lack of direction. You made a point. I agree with you that it is wrong to single out a particular ethnicity. But Dr. Booty is also pointing out to you that you fall short when you don't recognize the absence of leadership. The absence of leadership. Nobody is exercising leadership in Liberia anymore. Everybody is running on autopilot. Eugene Fagon gets up, he takes the law into his own hands. Nobody says or does anything to him. He goes back to work the following day, and all is normal because we are normalizing this chaos.
Mr. Namwe, what did he say? He said the power vested in me.
Exactly.
Who vested that power in him? Joseph Boakai.
Exactly. So, but this is what you get when the leadership vacates its responsibilities. Power is there's never a vacuum. And something is always going to rise to fill in. If the responsible person is abdicating, somebody is going to rise to the occasion and they will take over. And that's what we're seeing now. The leadership we have that is supposed to lead us is absent on many issues. And when that happens, this is what you get. You get chaos. You get a country without, Durham Matthew would have said that 30 or so years ago, a country without a rudder. Not like a ship, the rudder is what anchors the ship. We don't have that anchor in the leadership that you help us. We're still a fragile country coming out of war. Some of the children who fought in the war are still here. We still have that wartime mentality, where you can take matters into your own hands and solve the problem the way you best feel. But that's not the way the law prescribes. When you do that, you're doing the law of the jungle and the chaos will reign. So again, I will urge our fellow today who have been charged with the responsibility to lead us to rise up. They need to get up and take charge. Right now, nobody's in charge.
Real quick, let's go to the last of him. I will start with you, Mr. Towell. This FOIA thing, this mansion in FOIA the controversy is not going away. This administration, Aliu Kamara, the whole crew, they're trying to hide this thing estimated at 10 million US dollars. It's not going away. The president said he doesn't know. The other folks say they don't know. The press secretary say he doesn't know. The security people say they don't know. But you got SSS officer, how they call them? Special security from the executive mansion guiding over there as though
But
it's some
they
secret.
know of a $500,000 bridge being constructed all the way beyond Goldback in
Yes, they were able to send police to Bapolo or battalion to go stop the bridge. And Mr. Kamara himself was here last when he says the roads and bridges are the responsibility of the state. You bring it, we will stop it. You bring yellow machine, it will not move. Mr.
That's right.
Tawo, the $10 million controversial building in Foya is not going away, and it will never go away. Something is amiss here, sir.
Yeah. So first, before I go to that, Mr. Nangwe said something. He said those children that fought the war, they are in the country. And I just wanted to ask something. No, the children that fought the war are the ones that are not leading the country. They're the one in government. The Emmanuel Nokwe, the Edwin Snow, the how you call them? The Prince Johnson, the one that always cursing every president, cursing people. Man, what is his name?
Yeah,
these are the people that are running the country. I was one of the kids that were in the war. Many of us here. And I have friends that fought when we were all young, and now we are grown men. So these are the people. So that's the problem that we're having, and that is why this is the struggle that we are having from government to government. These are people who were never cultivated through some kind of where they actually earned something, demonstrated something, but they ended up in government, and they're running the country a complete rebel style. That's what you are seeing. But look, having said that, and one last thing before I go to that, look, the democracy that we are fighting for, it is a very chaotic system. The West that we got this from, America specifically, that will mark, because remember, all of the Western countries, nobody practiced what they gave us. They are not practicing this, because they know that it is very divisive and it's very combative and it's destabilizing. So at the founding of the United States, if you go back and you read the Constitution, read the notes, they decided that there was going to be a constitutional republic. And to create that, they don't even have the one man, one vote. You can win 2 million votes, and the person that won less will win, because they put the electoral college in place. Because this is what they said, that democracy, as we are practicing that they gave it to Africa, which they won't even practice here, is tyranny of the majority. Tyranny, because if you have a whole bunch of fools, can just jump behind somebody with no knowledge, with no idea, guess what? You can be at their mercy. And we've seen that across Africa continuously. So the sooner we start to question these things, everybody, look, we're not the only people that were enslaved, that were captured. These people took over the whole world. The people that are competing with them, defeating them, the China, the Iran, all these other countries, they rejected this. They got rid of it. But when you come to Africa, we mention this, we meet this huge resistance. Look at, are you saying that you are better with your democracy, with your Western side democracy, than China, or than Singapore, or than Iran? No, you are not. So this story right here, the blueprint is already there. We see the other people did a different way, and they're succeeding. Why are we holding on to this thing? The democracy is divisive. If me and Mr. Nangwe, that is my brother, or Ismail Jerome were running, it required for us to tear each other down. It required for us to pretty much demonize each other. And in that process, my own Bassa people, or Pella people, or Crown people will side with him because I'm part of them. If Jimmy Eastman, his own revolutionary people, they will side with him, Jeru. And that is what it does. You practice this, you're going to all be in chaos. Gentlemen, the time is fast spent. The world order is changing. The Western order is over. You can see them scrambling and questioning even their own stuff. You see them pulling back from all the so-called rule-based system that is set up Because when they were in full control, they see that now if they follow that, somebody else is going to control them. They're pulling themselves out. The United States that we model ourselves after, it is now a regional power. You see, we're not paying attention to how things are unfolding in the world. Decisions have already been made. Trump is there to manage the retreat of the U.S. The U.S. is going to now be a regional power that will take the Western Hemisphere. You see them moving aircraft carrier and stuff back now into this area. This is not just by accident. They just yelling about drug border. No, this is it. New alliances are forming. Africa, everybody else is moving. Africa is still waiting to see what this other person will do, or what the white man will do, what the Arab will do, and we are missing out. We are slipping from Western domination, and we are going to fall under Asian domination. Having said that, I will come to now those stuff that I heard in the news that they were barracks. The decision has been made that the last frontier of Western scramble and struggle for dominance, Africa is the place. If we pay attention to history, no other civilization in history ever rose to any level unless they were in control of Africa. Whenever they lost control of Africa, they were out of power. Go back into history. It can be the Greece, the Rome, the Romans, and then the British that came later in the West. As they're losing it, they decided that they're going to militarize the place, and there will be a battle in that place, and it's taking place. What happened in Sahel was not by accident. When they overthrew Saddam and they moved the men and their assets, the so-called terrorists, through the Sahel, through Libya, and now they're splitting Sudan up as we speak. Sudan, they're trying to split into East and West right now as we speak. So you can see all the stuff is going on. Then they bring me into this. They already came to Liberia when they were losing the Sahel. We didn't pay attention. Marco Rubio said this in our quote. If we lose the Sahel, we take the west coast of Africa. You can see the positioning. They came to Liberia, African. Liberia need power. We need industries. We need roads. Why do you need to bring a military base to us? That is not what we need. They came to sign a military contract with Nigeria, with Ghana, with Liberia, they're already in Guinea, Senegal, all of this stuff. And so that stuff that they're building, if it is true that it's barracks, that is what it is. And I will say this and I will end. If that $10 million stuff is in actual barracks from the US government for Africa to occupy, in 2002, there was no terrorists in that Sahel. In northern Nigeria, there was no Boko Haram until the US left Straga, Germany, and positioned there and built the largest drum base in the world in that place. Their assets were moved in there. If they place and say northern Liberia, we are here today, I'm saying it, there will be terrorism in Liberia because they have to justify why they must be there. I can assure you. So these are things. I know that we in the West, it's very difficult for us to speak on it because of fear, because of all kinds of stuff. But we have to be ready for us to point these things out so that the next generation don't go through the same struggle that we are going through and we're scattered around the world.
Thank you. Jimmy, we gone over our time. You address this and you're closing all at once. I want to also be out of here no later than 6:30. The final thing there is the FOIA. The FOIA.
Yeah, I wanted to unmute myself. This FOIA thing is not going away, and there's been the reason why it looks so suspicious because when the minister or the assistant minister of information was asked, he said it was the MRU project. Maybe he alluded to that, and the MRU came out and said, "No, it's not our project." The other day, the Minister of Public Works was asked, and he referred it to the executive mansion. Now, so there's something we know. Legally speaking, if government is spending money, our money, we have, legally speaking, they have to tell us what they're doing with the money. So if the Palawas minister knew about any expenditure on the Liberian government, it was his sworn duty to tell us what they were doing with that money. If indeed it was a government project. Okay, so let's assume then it's not a government project. It's a private project. Well, if it's a private project, why did he refer it to the executive mansion? Why didn't he just say it's a private project and I got nothing, we have nothing to do with it and leave it like that? Why are they continually throwing suspicion on this project? I have sources that have told me that Joe Mulbach has something to do with that whole project. And it could be a project he's carrying on privately, but it may be for the chief executive. So the only reason that is casting suspicion because nobody is coming out to just simply tell us what's going on. And what is the reason for the secrecy? Maybe Aliuk is the best man to elaborate on this. But why all this suspicious behavior? You know, if it's a government project, it's a government project. If a private project, it's a private project. Why the suspicious behavior? And I think let me conclude. We had a good show today. Alio, I offered you scientific reasons why it's better to have small buses instead of large buses. Okay, economic, engineering, you name it. I'm not saying the bringing of the buses is not a good idea. I'm asking them why they chose large buses so they can become graveyards. All those times that we brought buses like that before, after 1 year, 2 years, they're broken down. We can't do anything with them. Are we not tired of seeing places like Hotel Africa, Ducor just go to waste? Because we got to maintain these things. And if you just bring those things that you can't maintain it, guess what will happen? The same thing will happen to the yellow machines. You'll have a graveyard of yellow machines because you don't have the maintenance. So when we go into these projects, we have to think maintenance also. Unless it's going to be unwholesome and it's going to be a waste. I'll leave it right there.
Thank you. Fidel.
You're muted.
My mic is taking time to unmute. I think Ali was doing something with it.
Yeah, your father named you after Fidel, and I named my son after Biko. So both of you got to be.
Yeah, we're disruptors. You know, that's why Ali, you can stand it. You know, you're always worried. But look, I think at the end of the day, if what you said, Mr. Gaiman, is true, and I'm going to close and say goodbye as well. If what you said about this is true, that you go to one person and then they send you to the other person, you ask the president say you don't know. Again, you know, and Mr. Nangbe touched on this from the letter that the honorable head of CMC wrote. How can you have a president of a country and a $10 million project is going on in your backyard and you don't have a clue? Are you sleeping? What are you doing? You've got a $10 million project going on in your backyard.
No, not backyard. Not backyard. In his hometown. For you.
The guy want Mr. Ali come around and start jumping up and down. So let me use backyard. In your backyard, and you do not know. That is, you know, it tells you everything you need to know about this president. This president, look, I said before he was elected that his decision to even run was a selfish decision. He doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the appetite. Neither, and I wasn't sure about this until now, neither does he have the experience. Yes, he's been in government. So, give me what, and obviously I'm speaking to you now, person, as someone who runs businesses, right? What Joseph Boakai is showing to us is that somebody come to you with years and years of experience doesn't automatically mean that they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
The fact that they may been in government for 49 years, 50 years, 60 years, you know, you were born when they were not keeping record. At the end of the day, the years of experience is demonstrating here that it means nothing because this guy is inept as a president. He doesn't know what he's doing. And unfortunately, I know Mr. Tower used the word and Mr. Kamara was jumping up and down, so I'm not going to use it. But he's decimating our country. I know I say I'm not going to use it, but I can't help myself.
Yeah.
He's decimating our country and he's taking it down the drain that if we're not careful,
that beautiful English that you can use it. That beautiful
thank you
English.
very much. You know that you
Yeah.
know, he's
turn up
taking
now,
it down.
man.
He's taking it down a dream that by the time we have the capacity to bring it back, the work that we'll need to put in will be so much that I don't know whether we will be able to do it. And I know Mr. Kamara wants to go, so I'm going to rest. I say I was going to say goodbye, but I'll stick around. God, 1 year, what kind of crap he come and say?
That's right. Mr. Kamara, your closing, sir.
Yeah, by the way, I love you, Fidel. You're my man. Anyway, so just a couple of things. Somebody said it's a $10 million mansion being built with no appraisal being done. All right. And they say if they're using our money, they should let us know where you had a 2024 budget. Go look inside. And we saw any $10 million there for FOIA budget. There's a new draft budget up. Look inside. Do you see any $10 million for FOIA mansion? You know? But I will not dwell on that stuff too much. Joseph Boga have taught us to now respond to things that are not necessary to be responded to. So that's one of the things. You know, FOIA has a lot of great people, a lot of QC people who some of them are fortunate. The government also has security functions that they can carry out. If the government were using your money, it would be in the budget. If it is $10 million that had to go through the PPCC, if the PPCC is not speaking about any violation, then I think it's okay to talk about it because it's your land, it's your nation. You feel free to actually find out or chastise your government if you're not satisfied. That's good. But this is what I want to leave with the people of Liberia who are watching us this moment. Joseph Numa Boakai is the best thing that has happened to Liberia over the last 20 years. A man who came to a politically ravished country, something that Mr. Gaiman and some people were supporting. He has moved this country to a point where he is now on the United Nations Security Council, endorsed by the entire Africa and other Western nations, only because of his presence, because of his character, his integrity. Joseph Boakai came to the country and realized the issue by studies. What is bothering the Liberian people? One of those things is the consumer's ability to spend. That doesn't only affect the consumers, it also affects the business owners. So Joseph Boakai said we got to tackle a few things. People eat flour every day. People eat rice every day. Gasoline is a given. It is a big portion of the economy. So what we do, we cut gas down, we cut everything else down so that the people can have some savings. This is small, little economical. This one you can do the one in 10th grade. All right? Then he said that he did look around and say, you know what? We can't just get up and announce transportation prices because that would be we're in a free. No. We're in a free enterprise system. So what we will do here, those who spend it's deliberate. It's deliberate. When I start whipping you up, then you start find ways to disrupt me. It's deliberate. He said, okay, those who spend $300 a day, said they complain about money, we will make sure we get a transportation where they will save $200 from that $300. Not only that, we will pay them on time, and not only that, we'll take their fees from $50, $45 that George will have paid them, we'll put them to $150. People will sit here with a temerity to say the man is decimating. That's why I say we can't just use these words because we're from the south.
The man after another B word with it temerity.
No, you understand? No, I can't understand. No, it's the rationale that I can't understand. The rationale. I just can't understand the rationale that somebody who's bringing prices down, Who is paying people on time? Who is working on the issue of transportation to enable people save money? If you want hurry, and you got to go somewhere fast, and you have the cash to pay, you want to take a care, what does that have to do with the fact that those who don't have enough to take a care and are willing to take $50 bus? It helps those people. And if you want to boo, it is the freedom to speak in Liberia. You have that natural right. Boo as you want. The government keeps its eyes on the ball like it's cast in stone. And we don't care about the tractors. We will not be swayed from the route. We are going to improve this country. And you know what? We were thinking about resigning Joseph Boakai after 2029, but with the way things are going, we think we'll keep him up to 2029. Thank you for having me.
One lady said, he said, Joseph Boakai got the balls, but somebody else is playing the ball. Yeah, go ahead, Victor. Now you're close.
Thank you, Mr. Goodman. I don't know when you listen to Valley, sometimes you just
listen to who?
Yeah, Mr. Kamara over here.
Okay. I thought you said something
I can
else.
understand he has a very difficult job to do, defending a defenseless government, but indefensible government. But let me say this. The fact that the government doesn't seem to be able to explain how they are spending $10 million or claiming that it is in the draft budget that's coming up. I don't know between those two which is worse. That they don't know they are not able to explain expending $10 million, or they actually put $10 million in a budget.
It's not.
That has only $13 million set aside for health. It's spending $10 million. So I don't know which of those two. I hope when you go back, you'll need to brush up this message and you'll try to find a way to explain what is happening in Lofa. I think it's just really, really, really very, very, sad to be so out of touch. You're presiding over an economy where people can right now. Everybody talks about when you come to Monrovia now, people get up in the money, they don't even know how they're going to start the day yet, and we're spending $10 million trying to build a legacy project in Lofa, and people keep pointing to, you go to Batala, you visit Totmo Farm. I was there when I was in Liberia 2 trips ago. The farm is in ruins. You go to Tuzon, those palaces is in ruins. So if we're going to go by that, even if you spend $10 million in 4 years, by 2030 you go there, it will likely be in ruins. Why don't you put that money right now into something that will serve the people? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with legacy projects, but until we find a way to make them beneficial, to the people, what is the point of it? Building a legacy project in your second year of a 6-year term. You're not even waiting to go in your 5th year. What is the rush? But you can go ahead, you can build that project, and nobody knows where the blueprints are. But when we try to build one bridge, in Bapulu or in Bon County, you're all over us trying to, compel us to show your print, to show our print. And then when we do show the prints, then you come back and lie to us that you have it in the budget when it isn't. It is not there. But hear this. We just broke ground in Mount Gibby yesterday. We're getting ready to build 6 bridges in Bon County. We're going to connect Bon to all the other parts, including to Guinea. So y'all get ready. And after that, we're going to the southeast. We're bringing in 26 machines by next year. 17 of those, we're deploying them into the southeast. We're going to build all kinds of bridges. So y'all get ready to chase us down. It will be a race that you guys will not be able to run with us. But it's been a great show. Thank you again for the opportunity. Let me say to my sister Jane here. She's saying, I keep making excuses for coming late. And, look, this CMC thing here really is giving me a hard time, and I just surprised that on a Sunday, I she will come and pick forth on our own show. So, but Jane, happy Sunday. Y'all get ready with your CDC, how you're coming on. What if we had the headquarters doing? But we're here. Thank you very much, guys. Great show.
Listen, I like to quote the greatest centrist of all time. His name is Kanyo Bagbala. He said Joseph Boakai can fight, but only in 4 years.
That's not what it's.
Joseph Wega is a good leader. Yes, Ule Ufoya. Joseph Wega bringing right president. Ule Ufoya. He bringing gal president. Ule Ufoya. Joseph Wega. Everything is Ufoya. You saw the lady from Liberia telling you this.
Mama, come and go.
No, you're not going anywhere. The lady said you can lie. The woman in Liberia, you say press God down. She said where?
You just made out. Who went like Russ said that?
It's right there. Yeah. Helen Kekula, thank you very much for tuning in. President gone down where? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. If it's Sunday 4 Eastern time, it is
You finish, man. You finish.
And thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and thank you for the comments. We enjoy your commentary. We love what you do. Let's do it again next Sunday. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as usual, where our homeboy we say, we are all Liberian. Is Mr. Padmo here?
He's watching the Eagles getting ready. Go Eagles, go Birds.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Padmo can take us home because the Eagles getting ready to, hopefully they are not being beaten. Okay? Hopefully they are not going to lose this fight. But anyway, whatever you do, we are all Liberians.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people.